Hello. You still can hear me, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, give me a second. I go live first. Yes. Still can hear me. Yeah, come on, let's do it. Hello, everyone. Shawn from Property Empowered. Today we're going to have a very interesting guest. The guy
Mhm.
that we've been waiting for. The I would say he was one of the Singapore top podcaster. Okay, because his podcast was actually followed by followers all over the world, all the way to USA. Okay, today we're going to have the
Mhm.
Raygacy Show guy, Mr. Rayson Choo. Okay, what does actually Rayson do? He's actually influencing a lot of entrepreneurs as well as investors through his
Mhm.
regular podcast. Okay, that a lot of the podcast followers, after they listen to his podcast, right, was very inspired by they are able to actually go through transformational personal transformations through his podcast, through his interviews with all the top guys like Gary Vee, Cardone, all this. Okay, so I'm very
Mhm.
honored today to actually invited him to
Mhm.
come on board with us to share with us what his amazing story. Later you all must really listen to his story. He's really a strong man, I would say. The if you actually follow him through Facebook or even the national TVs, right? He was actually featured so many times. Okay, I do not know
Mhm.
whether he will show his newswear article today. So hopefully he did. I do not know. So let's
Okay.
see how he's going to impact us. You see, we are really, really, really excited. For me, especially for me, personally, I'm very excited because I have seen him from a very how to say new timer podcaster to a very seasonal one that everyone is queuing up to be interviewed by him. Okay,
Mhm.
so without further ado, let me welcome Rayson here today. Okay, so I get you in bro. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. Hey,
Hello. Hi,
I
everyone.
give you a bigger screen. Hi.
Okay.
So today, we finally get to see you. So can
Mhm.
you share with our guys uh the amazing story that you have? I'm very
Okay.
interested
Oh,
how
thank you.
you get into this podcast business as well as how you have actually managed to get all these contacts over the years. Yeah, this is very
Okay.
interesting for all of us.
Uh, okay. So basically, this is something that I've been wanting to do since the year 2014. So let's backtrack a little bit. So in the year 2014, what happened was this. I imagine me, I myself as a 21-year-old guy, so energetic and yet still clueless about what I want to do, and especially with a diploma in nursing. Okay,
Mm,
I just thought that I want to do something. Okay, I want to do something, but somehow rather I'm not sure. So I went on to try out, okay, using my certificate and diploma in nursing to go to a Japanese clinic, okay, to go to a Japanese clinic to work as a Japanese clinic nurse. So somehow or other, it wasn't the best, I would say, the best environment, or even like the best experience I've ever had. Why I say that is because at that point of time, somehow or other, I just can kind of like lost it in a sense where I had very bad relationship with my ex-girlfriend. I had very bad um, relationship management. I do not know how to manage my time as well. I was very poor with the things that I want to do and need to do and all this kind of stuff. And somehow or other, I just couldn't focus. And within about 3 months, okay, long story short, within 3 months, I was being called to the office because of a minor mistake. And the next moment was I was being laid off. Okay. So I was, really shocked. I did not know what the hell was going on at that point of time. I just, do not know what I have to do, what I'm supposed to do. And somehow or other, I chanced upon this interesting podcast. Okay, it's called Addicted to Success. Okay, so that was something that I told myself that I want to do. I want to really go and do it, and also at the same time, I told myself that hey, I want to be way better than who I was 5 years from that year. Okay, 5 years from 2014. So I went on to really work really hard, and then I get myself a job as well, and then also at the same time, I went to further a bit of my studies, and after my studies I realized that hey, this is something that I want to do and I do not want to really waste it. So I thought, just give it a try, give it a shot. And when I first started out the Raygacy show, it was just interviewing, it was just a podcast interviewing authors, and it was just the first episode that I interviewed a one of the more established author, one of the more established, I would say, speaker in Southeast Asia. Okay, so he was there to he was I was very grateful that he took that opportunity to come onto my podcast before he flew to Australia, and I was like, wow, that was epic. And then I realized that after that whole podcast, I realized that hey, in fact, my Facebook friends, there are so many of them that are actually entrepreneurs. So why not go and interview all these amazing entrepreneurs, speakers, and get them to share with me their life story? So I was like, okay, let's go, let's do this. So that's how the Raygacy show started, and I'm thankful that right now it has already reached 80 episodes. Even though in a span of 3 years, I didn't really do much in terms of planning how to make it grow bigger or how to have it, in terms of like having a lot of guests in per week or something like that. Back then, it was just 1 month, one invited guest, and then slowly it grew, and more people caught the attention. Dr. Patrick Liu, for example, Facebook messaged me and asked me, so
Yeah.
when are you going to interview me? And then I was like, wow. And then after that, my friend, his name is Nicholas, so he introduced Gary Vee to me, and I was like, wow, blown away. And then after that, there are even more people coming in, and then that's where Steve Sims, Grant Cardone, and all the other amazing entrepreneurs that are more popular in the States came on board to really, add as much value as possible to my audience. And I was so blown away by their humbleness and their willingness to share. But of course, there are people that were really good, and there are those who were just wanting to have a back end sales with me in the end. But
Understand.
I do believe that most of them that came on board the podcast were all givers, so they were willing to share as much as possible. Like recently, I got one guy. He's really amazing. He's called Chris J. Reed. So he's one of the biggest influencer, rock star on LinkedIn, right? And he shared so many anecdotes about LinkedIn, and I was blown away by it. And I went to implement some of it, and I got certain results from there. So it's really not just the motivation and inspiration from all these people, but it's also the actionable steps that you can actually use for your life and your future. So that's why I really believe that having a podcast like this is really amazing, whereby I got to meet a lot of different people from around the world. So yeah, so these are some amazing stuff that I have actually got it got
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
got to experience myself. So yeah, that's how the Raygacy show began and how certain people came onto my podcast.
Yes, yes. You're really a person of influence.
Oh,
Maybe
thank you.
locally, people are still not really aware of you, but actually, those who actually follow your podcast, right? The
Hmm.
big players, the influential guys are all following your podcast. It's amazing. It's really
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm just surprised that Gabriel Wong, Sam Chu, and all these other people that follows my podcast, they actually recommended my works to their students to follow and
Amazing.
emulate, because I've been working so hard on this. And even though I might not be entirely a full-time entrepreneur at this moment of time, um, so a little bit of it is like I'm a trained psychiatric nurse. So for those who do not know, right? And everyone was like, huh? Trained psychiatric nurse interview Gary Vee, interview Grant Cardone without paying them a single amount of money. How could that
Yeah.
be? Well, if you believe in all this, I would say the impossible, right? If you really believe in achieving the impossible stuff, then of course it will happen. So if I can do it, then I believe those people who are more influential than me can also do that as well.
Amazing, amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very cool of you. Okay,
Oh, thank
so
you.
like, okay, because today we are going to share this on back to the main topics because we are
Yes.
actually trying to establish how do you actually help your forecast followers as well as your clients, right, to actually
Mm-hmm.
have a lasting clarity mindset, be it in
Mm,
on their entrepreneurship as well as be it in their investment journey. Okay, so that
mm-hmm.
time you were sharing with me briefly that you have this system called the M.I.N.D system that
Yeah,
actually
correct.
help to impact their psychological thinking, their
Mm-hmm.
analysis project process, right? So
Yeah,
do
correct.
they, maybe you can actually like our guys, our fans here to have a better idea how does this overall thing works. I think we are very interested to know how this is going to impact every one of us in the gist of
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Okay, so basically the M.I.N.D system actually is something that came across that I actually came about in the year 2017, 2018, because last time when I wanted to come out to teach, I didn't know that I need to have my own frameworks and all this kind of stuff because I applied whatever that I've learned from the gurus and the mentors, my coaches and stuff and people like this, and I realized that hey, I need to come out with something that's unique, something that's different from the rest. And of
Yes.
course, at the same time, as much as it's different, somehow or other, there's still similar fundamentals in it, right? So
Ah,
I created this M.I.N.D system. So I tested out on certain people and it worked. And then I tested out on myself even because I want to make sure that it is not a hoax. It's not like a
okay.
fake stuff. And I want to make sure that it's real. It's not fluff. So I went to test it out myself and boom, I got a lot of amazing opportunities from over there, right? I got a lot of branding for myself, as you mentioned earlier when you were
Yes.
introducing myself. You actually said that I was featured so many places, right? So with this M.I.N.D system, I got a lot of clarity in what I want, and I help my coaches to get a much more bigger and clearer picture for what they want as well. And then that's where they actually grew and some of them actually outbeat me in certain ways. Okay. So for this M.I.N.D system, right? What it means is that M stands for mindfulness. Okay.
Mindfulness.
So
Actually.
yeah, okay. So mindfulness, what it means is that you got to be more self-aware, like literally
Self-aware.
self-awareness is key. Okay, clarity
Okay.
is king in my opinion. Okay, clarity is
Sure.
always king. Okay, why would I say that? Because mindset is a topic for some odd reason that isn't on any property investment or even like investment kind of like programs. There are not many of them that will tell you about, oh, you need to have mindset. They straight away go through the fundamentals of trading, fundamentals of value investing, and they tell you what is investing, what are certain things in the jargons of investments and all this kind of stuff. And and
Yes.
and the thing is this, the thing that separates a successful investor to the one who struggles is the mindset. It is a property,
True. True.
or for your audience is mostly property, so it's property mindset. Okay, so
Yes.
property education is one thing. Okay, but that alone isn't going to really help you build your portfolio, like literally. In my opinion, okay, the most important thing that helps you build your portfolio is actually you. Okay, it's actually you and how you shape yourself up with and withstand the pressure on the way, like literally it is something that I truly believe, right? It's something that you need to really comprehend. Okay, why
Sure.
why do you want to invest in property? Okay, you need to ask yourself, oh, because Grant Cardone says that it's really good, or Ryan Serhan says is the best option for me, and then I want to follow. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay,
Oh,
it's not because other people say it's good, then you just follow. you need to have a clear why. Why is it that
Okay.
you want to go into investment? Okay, in terms of property investment, for example, because
Sure.
if you say that, oh, I want to go into property investment because I want to have more financial freedom, because it is one of the better option as compared to stock investment, for example, or trading, right? Then you got to actually ask yourself why you want to do this, and also at the same time, you need to also know what are your limiting beliefs
Sure.
that's causing you not to go into investing. Okay, that's causing you not to invest in certain properties. That's causing you to retreat rather than go and fight for this. Okay, so all these are very, very important, crucial stuff that you have to know. And also at the same time, if you are brand new, okay, and you have actually watched YouTube videos about investments, or you have followed certain things, certain people, and certain fundamentals or certain techniques that have been shared, right? You need to actually ask yourself, what do you need to learn in terms of property
Yes.
investment? Okay, and also at the same time, what do you need to unlearn in terms of property investment? Okay,
Yes.
what you need to unlearn, certain things that have been taught might not be useful for you. Okay, so you need to
Yep.
realize that, hey, certain things are useful, you need to take in. What are the things that are not useful for you, and what are the things that has been mixed with your belief system, and probably what you have heard from your daddy or mommy or whosoever, or the kopitiam people. Okay, then you have to actually, decipher which one is good for you, which one is not so accurate, and which one you have to take out. Okay, so this
Yes.
is
Yes.
something that you have to ask. And then also at the same time, when you're self-aware, that's where you actually ask yourself, like, the people around you, you're more aware of the people around you, and you can actually ask yourself, who are the experts that you are surrounding with in terms of property investment? Who do you know? And then at the same time, who can you approach for help? Okay,
Mentor
so this
is like a
is
bit
like
of a mentor.
mentor or coaching
Sure.
kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay, so this is something that I truly believe in terms of mindfulness. Okay, and
Okay.
then next,
Sure.
what happens is this: we need to actually make sure that we go to I. So what is I? I is inspired implementation. Okay,
Implementation. Okay. Very
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So inspired implementation. So once you have a goal in mind, okay, once you have a
Mm.
dream in mind, okay, once you understand more about yourself, what you want out of these investments and all this kind of stuff, and the why, then you realize that you feel inspired. Hey, okay, I'm inspired. And then what's next? You need to take action. So implementation means taking action, right? So that's why I came out with this thing, which I actually borrowed from Brandon Burchard, but I added some element to it. Okay, so it's actually the dumped goals. Okay, goal setting. Okay, so you need to, yeah. So you gotta make sure that dumb goes with a T, right? Okay,
Yep.
so what is dumb goals rather than the usual smart goals? You need to be specific, measurable, blah blah blah, right? So instead of that, Brandon Burchard actually came up with this thing called dumb goals, which is very interesting, and no one
Okay.
has actually thought about dumb goals before, right? So somehow or other, I realized that, hey, this is very interesting. So I realized that, hey, if you want to really go into investment, okay, make sure that you are actually have this thing called dream focused. Okay, so what is dream
Dream
focused? Okay,
focus.
okay, so dream focus
Okay.
means that, okay, so dream focus means that you are actually focusing more about your dreams. What's that one thing that you have been dreaming of having, or becoming? You want to be a you want to be a big time financial, or probably a property guru, for example. Okay, then
Okay.
what do you have to do? Okay, what is it that you need? Okay, what would it be the most ideal or perfect life that you want to have after you have been doing this investing, or things like that, right? And
Is
what
it
kind of,
vision
there
board
is
kind
like
of
a
thing?
it's like it's a vision for you, okay, so that when you are more aware of like what you want, okay, then the
Yeah.
how will come into place. Okay, and
Ah.
of course, when you are dream focused, okay, you also have to make sure that you know your goal have to be upbeat. Okay, have to be
Okay.
upbeat. Okay, so which is you. Okay, so what it means by upbeat means that the goal have to be really positive lah. Okay, in a sense.
Yes.
Okay, so remember how we normally set goals for ourselves, and we used to dread it as we need to meet a deadline, right? We kept saying, wow, how I wish I can, how I wish I don't have to do so much so that I can achieve this at this time frame. Sometimes some people just dread it because they they do not really set a real goal for themselves, and they thought that whatever other people are doing, they also
Hmm.
have to follow. So that's why
Yes.
it's not something that is it's not something that it's recommended. That's why when you do something for yourself, you make sure that it is positive and not something that's negative or sucking your energy away from you achieving that goal and your dreams. Okay, that
Understand.
makes sense, right? Okay, so that is called upbeat for you. Okay,
Ah.
and and then when you are actually going through that motion of creating and building your own portfolio, okay, you make
Yeah.
sure that whatever that you want to achieve, make sure that the next one is M. Okay, so it's M stands for method friendly. Okay, you make sure that
Method
whatever,
friendly.
yeah, you make sure that whatever you want to achieve is actually method friendly for you. It's just like user friendly in a sense. Okay, so why I say method friendly is because if you do something that is too complicated, what happens next, right? What happens
Yeah.
next is you will actually go and stop or even procrastinate even more. You will
Ah.
procrastinate even more. You will not want to go and do certain things. So for example, okay, I want to be a property investor. Okay, so what I have to do first? So first step, I have to reverse engineer how a property investor works. So I have to first go and seek a mentor, read about
Understand.
property, right? Read about property investment. Okay, read about what is the trend in Singapore right now. Which HDB should I invest in? Which condo should I not invest in, for example? Okay, and then that's where you actually realize that, hey, this is something that we can actually do about it, and it's in a much more simpler way than going through, you know, very complicated cycles, and it will cause you to have more time being sucked away from you, and then also at the same time probably even more money that is being sucked away from you. So that's why it is very important that you have to make sure that your methods are user friendly to you. Okay, so
Ah.
does it make sense?
Yes, yes, yes. But
Yes,
it must have an ease of implementation. This is what I felt
correct.
because,
Yeah,
uh, uh,
correct.
especially during in terms of the investment, right? We have all these
Mm-hmm.
guru coming along, come up
Yeah,
with very complicated strategies, which
yeah,
might be too complicated or too expertise for its own use. Is it might
yeah,
be a very
correct.
catered or very proprietorship kind of strategy, especially in
Mm-hmm.
trading. But I saw some of them come up with very complicated stuff, which in the end, the user, the students
Mm-hmm.
could not actually implement it. Uh,
Yeah, correct.
yeah, this is what I
So
feel.
yeah, so when things are not method friendly, for example, okay, some people they like for example like Tai Lopez, okay, he has a
Yes.
very interesting thing, okay, it's called the 67 steps and to success, right? So 67 steps is like so much. Everyone would just want 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps, but he's the only guy that actually came out with 67 steps. And a lot of times I realized that a lot of people who went through his course, some of them only probably 20%, 10 to 20% actually go through the whole 67 steps. But the other
Oh,
80% only went through a certain amount and then that's it. Because it's some of them could be repetitive or some can be just, not useful for them, for example. So that's why you need
yes,
to
yes.
actually know how to cater
Simplified.
to not just to the masses, but also at the same time something that's useful for the masses if you want to do for the masses, right? And then
Ah,
got to make sure that it is something that is usable for everyone, right? So
I
that is what I meant for method friendly. Okay. Next,
understand.
what is the next one is actually B. Okay, so B is behavior triggered. Okay, so what is
Behavior triggered.
behavior triggered? Okay, so it means that when we are setting ourselves a goal, a target, okay, we should form behavior triggered habits to constantly prompt us to follow through, to make sure that we actually take actions, or else it will never happen. So for example, right, I want to make sure that I am able to do my first investment, make my first investment in the year 2020, probably in July, okay, in the
July.
first week of July, okay. So
Okay.
what do I have to make sure that I follow through all the way to July and make sure that it happens? First, you've got to make sure that the thing that you want to do, okay, is always there for you to remind you, okay. For example, I want to do property investment. I have no
Yes.
clue what to do. Okay, I already hired a mentor. Mentor gave me homework. Okay, mentor gave me a homework, and then he said, okay, you got to do this, and every week you have to share with us. Okay, and then how to make sure that I do the homework, and that is to actually not just have those reward and punishment system, but more or less to make sure that you are always being reminded. Probably you can set up in your own calendar, okay, in your laptop, or even you display your own physical calendar and write there, okay, I have to do this one every day, one part of the homework, for example. Okay,
Okay.
then you keep
Okay.
reminding yourself, okay, and then make sure that you actually follow through and you go and do it. Okay, and that's how you actually do it. Or for myself, I am actually a partner with two investors in both Singapore and Thailand. Okay, they are pretty
Yes. Yes.
popular in Southeast Asia. Okay, so
Okay.
as I mentioned the other time with you, so
Yep.
when I want to actually learn about investment, okay, I told myself I want to learn about investment. I want to invest at least in the year 2020. By end of this year, I want to make at least an investment and make a pot of gold. Okay, and of course, how am I supposed to go and do it? And that is first go through their course, right? Go through their
Okay.
course. So how am I supposed to go through their course? Is that I have to make sure that I go get access, no matter how tired I am. I have to make sure that I get access to their courses or to their blog, to their whatever that they have, okay, provided for me, and I will go and watch the videos, or read the articles that they have provided inside their blog or inside their website and inside their course, and then from there follow through with them. If I have any questions I'm stuck with, I'll ask them, I'll prompt them, and I will not wait for them to prompt me. Okay, so this is
Okay.
something what I meant by behavior triggered. Okay, so this is
Triggered.
something
Okay.
that you have
Interesting.
to actually go and do about it. Okay, and then of course the last but not least is actually time frame. Okay, T. Okay, T stands for
Uh,
time frame. Okay, so you need to also give yourself a time, or okay, a time frame for you to accomplish certain goals. Okay, as
okay.
much as you hate to have timelines and all this kind of stuff, but this kind of make you more accountable to yourself and
Sure.
to probably to others as well, especially if you are coaching somebody and you give them a time frame that you're going to do certain things together with them. You make sure that you do it together with them. So it's the same principle as for investment. Okay, you tell yourself that by this time frame, okay, I'm going to go into the market and go and see. Okay, so for example, in Singapore, time frame of going to the market is what time? Is actually in the morning, right? So we have to go in the morning, uh, and check it out for SGX, for example. But if we talk about US market, then it will be at uh, quite a late timing, but it's
Yes.
usually pretty late, right? So at
Correct.
this point of time, we have to actually check through and go and tell ourselves, okay, at this timing we're gonna go into the market and check. We're gonna go and trade. We're gonna do swing trade, for example, whatever that you are pretty good at, okay, in the stocks or in property, for example. This week we're gonna build a house. Then make sure you have a target of when you're gonna do it, when you're gonna view the house, when you're gonna buy that
A
property,
schedule
when you're
kind of
gonna
thing, lah.
invest. Yeah, you got to schedule it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stick to the
so
schedule.
make
Stick to the plan. Yep. Yep.
stick to the schedule, stick to the plan, unless if you fall sick, touch wood, COVID-19 strikes you, then you got to actually re-strategize. Plan A still sticks, but you have to have strategy A, B, C, and D, or for example, to play along with in order to make sure that it works for you. Okay, so this is
Sure.
something that I actually recommend people to do, and I myself also do that. Okay, so now
Amazing.
we have actually talked about inspired implementation, and I also actually mentioned to you that we're gonna take about 30 minutes, but I believe we're gonna overshoot
Oh, we
because
should.
because
Too much to
I
share.
would love
Too much.
to add as much value as possible. Okay, so
Yes, definitely. Yes.
for M, we actually talk about mindfulness, right? We spoke
Correct.
about inspired
Inspire
implementation. Okay,
implementation.
so what's next is N. N stands for
Nurturing.
nurturing. Okay, so
Yep.
nurturing stands for not just reading books and all this kind of stuff to nurture yourself, no, but this time around is about nurturing your positive attitude, okay, your positive mindset. Okay, so what I meant by this is to ensure that you have an outcome-based thinking, okay, or simply said, you are looking at more of the results rather than the problems itself. Okay, so when you start investing in property or stocks, issues will definitely hit from day one, like literally.
Mm.
Okay. However, if you now go with problem thinking, such as like why me, or this is an issue and I am stuck, so I can't do anything, that kind of
Yes.
thinking will actually cause you to have little chance for you to move forward. Okay, make sense?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So here's the deal. Okay, if you somehow or rather, right, um, if you somehow or rather go and change that thinking, okay, change that thinking to positive thinking, outcome thinking, then instead of like thinking about why me, why not think about what should I do to resolve this issue? Okay, for example, okay, or what do I have to what do I have to do in order to achieve certain things? Okay, that kind of thinking, then that investor in you, okay, will tend to allow you to move forward and not always keep thinking about past and keep backtracking a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's why it's very important, okay, for you to do this. Okay, for you to do this, you need to have to focus on these three key things. Okay,
Tricky thing.
one is
Okay.
yeah, one, okay, is input. Okay, what are the inputs that's going into your investment journey? Okay, what are the inputs that's going to go into the investment journey, which I'll talk about
Okay.
this a little bit more, okay, later on.
Yep.
Okay, and then what are you achieving after putting all this input? Okay, all right, so what's the outcome? Okay, what's the output, okay, that you're going to get from after investing in so much of these things? Okay, after you invest
Mm.
in certain things, what are the output that's gonna get you? Okay, and then
Sure.
next is the outcome. What does it mean to you if you achieve what you want to achieve? Okay,
What?
so for example, input can be you're gonna put in tons of time. You're gonna put in a lot of time, and then you probably need to go for property viewings. You got to go through property offers, and then you
Yes.
might even sacrifice your weekends and your probably your evenings, your lunchtime, or family time to go for this. Okay, but the output is this: you will have a portfolio of, for example, 3 houses. Okay, 2 to 3 houses in the next 6 years. Okay, for example. Okay,
Mm.
and
Okay.
then outcome is I'll be earning about $2,000 every month and a cash profit of probably, okay,
Mm. Mm. The
24K a
result of
year.
it, is it?
Yeah, the
The
result of it.
reward,
Okay,
the reward of it.
the
Yeah.
reward, yeah, that can actually help you pay majority of your bills. The rental that you receive can actually pay for your electricity bills, or whatever bills that you need to pay off for that HDB flat, for example, and etc.
Mm.
Okay, so most people confuse this output for outcomes, and that's why they tend to stay stagnant. Okay, they tend to stay stagnant with no tangible outcome. Okay, with no tangible outcome, they kept thinking that, oh, these are the rewards, and these are the things that I should be achieving, but somehow or other they somehow get stuck by that. That's why it is causing them to have a lot of stress. Okay, they are very stressed about it, and that's why they didn't make any action. They didn't take any action. They didn't make any movement. That's why they fumble. Okay, so that is for the outcome. Okay, thinking. Yeah,
Okay.
outcome thinking. All right. Next is more towards now. Next is D. Okay, which is more towards what I call as dedicated decisions. Okay, so I want to ask the audience, right, who's watching this right now. Okay, have you ever felt like you are in a dilemma where whenever you are deciding on what to do next, especially when you are facing an obstacle? Okay, whether be it in investment or in your business. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I believe, right, making great decisions, okay, when it comes to this in terms of like investment is can be tricky. It can be really tricky. And especially during this point of time, it can be really, really tricky. If you invest in a property that is going to cost you more money, that's going to cost you more time to wait for returns to come, and
Yes,
etc., then all the more you will be definitely affected by it. Okay, you will
definitely.
definitely be affected. Yeah. So that's why I believe you need to actually equip yourself with these few techniques that I'm going to share with you before you make any important decisions. Okay. So the first one is actually very simple, but not, it's like common sense, but not commonly practiced. That's why you get to
Okay.
see many investors burn their fingers, like literally, or
Okay. Okay.
yeah, you get to see a lot of them being affected. So emotionally, okay. So first one is actually think before you decide. Very simple, right? It's very common sense, right? Think before you decide. Okay. So, have you ever heard of this saying, act in haste and then you're gonna repent at leisure? Okay. So,
Yep.
what it means is that if you do not take time to consider the consequences, okay, of your decisions, you definitely commit a costly error which you will regret later. Okay. So, that's why it's very important for you to actually go and weigh in, okay, the consequences of your decision. So you got to ask yourself, so if I were to invest in this property, what are the consequences that I'm going to have? What are the benefits that I'm going to have, and what are the consequences that I'm going to have? Okay, if let's say I invest in this property, okay, and it's at the CBD area, and it has a lot of traffic, and it has a lot of people, and you can attract people to come and view, and they are working around this area, along this area, and they want to live in this flat of
Rent this
yours or in
area.
this
Yep.
condo, yeah, rent this
Correct.
area or whatsoever, yeah, boom, you get it. But if your property is at Taman Jurong and the person stays in very far away, right? It
Tamanjurong.
stay okay, and the person stays in, for example, stays in he works in Changi, right? That doesn't make sense. And no matter how good you are in your sales techniques or closing and whatsoever, you cannot close that person because no one will be of right mind to want to stay in Taman Jurong when their workplace or their school or whatsoever is actually based in the east, right? So
Yes.
so
Yes.
yeah, so you gotta make sure that you have this, you gotta make sure that you have this thinking. Okay, you gotta make sure that you think before you actually decide. Okay, and then next, you make sure that you're going to rely lesser on your emotions. Okay, so most of the investors are actually
Line.
yeah,
I'm
rely
tapping that.
lesser on your emotions. Okay, so what it means is that most of the investors are sold by this dream that when you are investing in property, you'll be financially free. They look up to people like Ryan Serhan, they look up to John Lee, they look up to all these gurus that talk about property. Like for example, even Grant Cardone, they look, wow, he has a lot of properties that he can generate generate income for himself and his employees and his other investors that invested in him. And also at the same time, they saw he has private jet and all this kind of lifestyle. And then like, wow, they want to have this kind of lifestyle. So they kind of like being sold by this dream, right? But the thing is this, you actually can achieve this kind of stuff, okay, in terms of financial freedom and independence when you are geared up to look at property investment as a business and run it like a business. Okay. Why I say that is because if you look at investment as just a a small thing for you to just get by and pay for your meals and your bills, then all the more it will not be something that will be worthwhile for you in the long run. Okay. So if you are intending to run it as something where you can buy a few houses and earn enough to take care of your expenses, then this probably isn't for you, like literally. So you got to tune your investment mind to see property investment as your business, and it's not something that you are doing it just as a legacy for your future generations. But what I'm talking about is that instead of buying and selling houses, okay, you have given due importance in equipping yourself with these things that I truly believe that will help you. Okay, number one is that you get support network that will help you manage your investments. Right, when you have
Get the
they
professionals to
yeah, get the professionals, and even at the same time get a team of people that can help you with to ensure that you don't burn so much of your own money. And like what other people has always been saying, oh, you use other people's money to invest in property, right? Those kind of methods, techniques, and all this stuff. Yeah, all this, you need a team, you need a team of professionals, you need a team of gurus, you need a team of people of investors, for example, that can help you. And also at the same time, you need to ensure that you have a system in place that works for you and a strategy you follow, so that you will not, okay, you will not crash and burn. You will not also at the same time let your emotions affect you when you make certain decisions, okay, because you know that you have already thought through about the consequences, and you know that your system is good enough, okay, which I believe you also have your own system, and
yes, yes.
and which is something that is very unique from the other people that I heard the other day. Okay, and
Yes.
also at the same time, you also need to actually develop your mindset to be able to handle the results, okay, that will be thrown at you and your business. So what it means is
Nice.
like if let's say your mindset, okay, is poor, okay, if let's say your mindset is poor, then all the more when anything hits you hard, all the more you're going to cringe, all the more you're going to get affected by that scenario, by that incident, by that situation itself. And then all the more you start to be taking your blame thrower and blame other people, blame, or blame the government, blame the property tax, blame all this kind of stuff, right? So you start to develop all this kind of negativity in you. Okay, so that's why it is very important for you to realize that, hey, you know, mindset is really, really important no matter what. No matter what industry you're in, okay, be it you are in nursing, be it you are in medical field, be it you are in property investment, be it you are in, for example, podcasting or anything, right? You need to make sure that your framework, your mindset and your framework inside, your system inside is not outright superbly super positive kind until like rah rah kind of stuff, but at least you're
Laura.
positive. Yeah, at least you're positive in a sense whereby you know when you're hit by a storm, you know how to handle it. You know how to stand up after you
Be
fall down
steady lah.
again. You are able to be steady inside you. Yeah. So that's why
Yes.
it is really important for you to ensure that you are able to realize that, hey, I need to be aware, okay, about who I am, what I want to what I want to do with investment, what I want and why I want to be a property investor, for example, and then go about understanding the whole mindset, okay, before you go into investing into anything, because it can be very risky if you don't know your
Correct.
why, if you don't know about your what, then all the more it will be super risky for you when it comes to your investment. You never know, right? People can
Understand.
be gurus, can be like, wow, so charismatic, can win your heart to buy from them their causes, and you learn, and then over time you still have to use your own money to pay to do your investments, right? It's not just like, oh, you pay guru, they will help you invest. No, the money that you invested in them is for them, but the money for your own investment is yours. So you need to make sure that you implement it correctly, and make sure that if you were to make any mistakes, you learn from there and not blame other people or blame the guru or blame the system and things like that.
Which I think is very common because a lot of us actually
Yep.
attending course, right? When they can't
Mm-hmm.
really see the result, right? They realize that
Yep.
they start to blame that whether the guru is doing the whether their method works or not. But the thing is, a lot of
Yeah.
time is our mindset and as well our due diligence. Do you actually follow
Mm-hmm.
it through? Do you give time to actually run a
Mm-hmm.
course to actually to see a result?
Yep.
This is what I felt I've seen both in equity as well as the property market, because people jump to
Mm-hmm.
conclusion too fast. They want the instant result too fast, which I
Yep.
think what you say is totally makes sense. Okay, be it in, I think in entrepreneurship, I think this also apply to entrepreneurships kind of thing.
Yeah, correct. Because investment is like a business, and business is like an
Yes, yes.
investment for yourself. So it intertwines. It has something that's linked together, right? You invest your money in the business, you make sure that it comes back to you 2 times, 3 times. Well, sometimes you just make sure that it sustains you for the time being until you reach a peak, you reach another level of success for yourself, for example, right? So you need
Yep.
to realize that, hey, if let's say investment is something that you want to go for it, make sure that you treat it like a business. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. Okay,
Treat it
sometimes you
like
lose, right? In a sense. Okay. So you have to make sure that it is something that will not just benefit you short term. Okay, oh, I can earn this 10K so I can buy a Rolex. No, you got to make sure that it's long term. So that in the long run, okay, even if you want to buy a Rolex when you have the extra cash, go ahead. You want to spend on a cruise vacation, you want to spend on certain things, by all means. So when you are able to have that mindset fixed, then all the more your your money, your whatever, okay, that you have in your life, your lifestyle will grow incrementally. Okay, or
yes,
even it can explode, right? It can explode to massive gains for yourself. So it depends on how you play the game. Yeah. So this is
yes.
something that I truly believe in, and this is what I teach my coaches and teach my clients in terms of how to actually get themselves out there without spending a single cent on uh, PR companies to get you, or even other things that they thought they need to spend money on. Sometimes you don't really have to spend money on. Sometimes you need to know how to work your way through to make sure that you have a win-win-win situation for you, for your buddy, your partner, your I would say your collaborator, or things like that, and then also at the
Your
same
loved
time
ones.
for
Yeah,
your loved ones and even your audiences. Okay, both sets of audiences.
exactly. Okay. Well, that's
Hmm.
very mouthful for us today. It's actually really a lot for us to actually absorb.
Oh,
So
well, I just
yeah.
hope that I can add as much value to. I can see like Edwin Lee, I could see Long, Long or something like that, and Karen Lim inside here watching this whole
Yes, yes.
thing. So yeah.
Amazing. So
Hmm.
okay, the thing is, okay, what if like, for example, thank you for the sharing, because I think we really
Oh,
benefit a lot
most
from what
welcome.
you are sharing for the past 30, 40 minutes. But the thing is there any way that if you want to have more touch base with you, or do you have a something like a Telegram or chat group that you actually sieve up all this information for most of your fans, all this, right? You were saying that you have something
Yeah.
that can.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I do have this tribe. Okay, it's called the Raygacy Show family, or the tribe of Raygacy. Okay, so you can go into Telegram. Okay, it's a Telegram group where I have a mixture of investors,
Telegram group.
entrepreneurs. Okay, investors,
Ah,
entrepreneurs, podcasters. Okay, and even like digital marketers, affiliate marketer, network marketer, insurance, financial advisors, all of them are inside. Okay, it's a humble small community at the moment. Okay, but
Okay.
it's growing in a sense, like within like few months it can
Let me
grow about 100 plus already. Okay,
this one is it?
so yeah, yes, correct. Okay, so this
Okay.
is something that I believe y'all can actually join, and y'all can actually get a lot of value add, because we have every now and then we have discussions about facing failures, for example, about even like how to become more successful in life and things like that. And soon
Getting
it will be a
support.
team. Yeah, correct. It's a support kind of stuff for each and every bond. And then
Okay.
soon it will be in multiple teams. So for example, Monday will be motivation, Tuesday will be something else. Okay. So it will be something like this. It will be more fun, where I'll plant in some seeds in terms of like some information, some theory and things like that for everyone to gain and to actually share with one another, so that it can help one another out, rather than being so competitive and always compete. Why not collaborate? Yeah, so that's something that I truly believe in.
Just to check, a lot of them are overseas, or there's a good mix
uh
of overseas and local,
it's
or?
it's a it's a, it's a good mix of local and overseas. So there are people from Singapore, there are people from Australia, there are people from Indonesia, there are people from US, there are people from UK, there are people from Africa, there are people from around the world that is inside this chat group. So this
Ah,
is something that I believe that will help. And also at the same time, inside this chat group also has past guests from the Raygacy show. Okay, they are mostly like
Gary Vee.
no, Gary Vee is not inside. Okay, those very big players haven't come in yet. Okay, soon I'll
Slowly, I'm
invite them
sure.
to this. Yeah, slowly and surely we'll get these big players into the tribe as well. And there are quite a number of people who are already quite big in their own niche that's inside. So y'all can actually go and check them out. Yeah.
Sure,
So
sure.
that is one of the thing that I have for the tribe. And of course, other than that, you can go through Facebook, go and type Rayson Choo,
Rayson
Rayson space CHOO. You can find me on Facebook and
Facebook.
LinkedIn. Yeah.
Let me
Then
key in it
for
first.
sure.
Rayson Choo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then
That's it, right?
for this, yeah, correct.
That's the one, right?
Then
Rayson Choo.
yes,
Okay.
that's the one. And then for Instagram, it's Raygacy, so it's Raygacy. Okay, so you can actually find me over there, where you get to see snippets of the Raygacy show, or even a full length video of the Raygacy show on my Facebook, especially. You can actually get to see and get to learn as much as possible, and I hope I can serve you guys and add as much value as possible to all of you.
Yes. Wait, let me show it here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the IG will be Raygacy Show, right? Yep.
No, it's just Raygacy.
Raygacy. Okay, let me
Yeah,
check it out. Okay.
no
Give me a
worries.
second. Okay.
So,
So
so how do y'all find the session? If y'all find the session good, y'all can give us a thumbs up, and at the same
yep.
time, you can also like share your your takeaway, your largest takeaway from this
Yes.
session. Okay, and if you
Yes.
need
So
any
guys,
help, yeah, just let me know. Yeah.
if you found this session with Rayson is super beneficial, please help us to give a thumbs up, give us a comment, as well as share this video, because I think that
Mm-hmm.
whatever Rayson is sharing today is awesome. Because in the
Oh,
world of
thank you.
investment, right, we tend to jump into action too fast. This is what I feel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't
Mm-hmm.
get the mental side of us to be actually ready. So, which I
Mm-hmm.
was discussing with him previously. That's why a lot of people out there, right? They could not make consistent profit, consistent gain from their investments, be it
Mm-hmm.
equity, be it in real estate. Okay, because they
Mm-hmm.
don't have a plan in mind. They jump into action too fast, and there is
Yeah.
no systematic approach. Which I think
Mm-hmm.
Rayson actually mentioned this. I think he highlighted a few times on this, really, because I think he stressed this a lot on having a system, having a two-out plan and a stick-to plan. That's very important. Okay, along the
Yep.
way we can due to obstacle, due to circumstances, we might derail a bit, but we should not actually lose our focus on our end goals. You see, that I think that is very important. That which we actually can learn from Rayson. You see, okay, so many years he's so consistent in his work. Okay, consistent doing his podcast, building his tribe. If you actually join his Facebook group, right, it's not a very big one, the Telegram group, but I think it's a very comprehensive. Everyone is of different fields. Okay, I really urge that everyone to actually join the Telegram group because I think everyone will benefit a lot from it. So what I did is actually I shared this link inside the comment box, so you guys can actually click and join. Okay, you have to experience it yourself. Okay, that's very important. Okay, so I think we are more or less ready for the day. Is there any last words that the gist of it you want to give it to all our fans here? The one-liner.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. The one-liner will be this: you only have one life to live as you, your own self. Okay, so why not take this opportunity to kick COVID-19 and whatever negative news out there. Okay, go and kick that aside and then go and focus on your dreams, your goals, your vision. Because if you don't really go and focus on your vision, don't focus on your goals, then all the more you'll be wasting a lot of time. And as you can see, now it's already June, and this generation and all the people that's living in this 2020 right now are more aware about the timing and more aware that time really passed by super fast. So if you don't focus on your goals, don't focus on your dreams, don't focus on your vision.
Alamak. Sorry. I get too excited.
Well, I think you're too excited.
too excited.
Yeah. So when you're when you just focus on your goals, your dreams, and when you don't focus on it, a lot of time will pass by. 86,000 plus seconds will be gone in just an essence of time. So if let's say you don't really, let it go, you went on to persevere and went on to go for your goals and your dreams and your vision, then all the more, this other side of it, which is the rainbow, the sunshine, will come in place. Okay, will slowly come in place. Be it you are religious or not, laws of attraction, your God or whatsoever will actually bring you to that place. The reason why you're facing a lot of struggles is because you are needed to be molded, to be sharpened, like so that you can shine bright like a diamond. Okay, so that you can actually make yourself look at the things the journey that you have gone through, and you're proud of it, that you actually went through this hurdle and you are actually getting some results for yourself. And not just that, you are getting a lot of great opportunities coming along the way together with the results that you had.
Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So
Thank you.
think that's all for us today. Okay. The thing is okay, do a wrap up. Okay, so guys, I think that's all that we have for Rayson today. I'm very sure that you guys benefit a lot. There's so many golden nuggets in it that we need to actually pick it up. Okay, pick it up and put it into action. That's very important. Okay, so I strongly urge you guys to join the Tribe Telegram group. Okay, I'm sure that you're going to pick up even more stuff over there. So before we end this show, okay, just a recap. We have an upcoming FB Live coming on this Wednesday, which I actually invited Jasper Ho, who is a mortgage insurance advisor. We will actually go through, explain to us because what is exactly a mortgage insurance. Okay, I'm sure that all of you guys will benefit a lot from this because I've been having so many questions for all my clients. What is mortgage insurance? Do I need to get it? Okay, so this Wednesday, Jasper will be around to answer all the burning questions that you all have. Okay, so Rosen, if you are free, you also join us on that day. I'm sure that you'll pick up a lot of things over there. Okay, so I think that's all for tonight. So I see you guys. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.